What about some women makes them look so sure of themselves and in charge? It may seem like a mystery or that women have something particular, but it turns out that confident women do certain things. In today's video, we'll give you some confidence tips for today's women. Being sure of yourself will help you reach your goals and go after what you want, because at the end of the day, we only achieve what we set out to do. If you need more confidence and want to build it up, it's important to remember that it takes time and can only be done with consistent action. We've made a list of things you can do to boost your self-confidence, and the more you do them, the better the result will be. But before we dive in, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be alerted whenever we release new content. Now, let's dive in. Number 1, take care of yourself first. The women who are most sure of themselves take great care of their bodies, minds, and spirits. But this is often seen as selfish or self-absorbed by society. Even though traditional gender roles expect women to take care of everyone around them, there is a lot of evidence that not taking care of yourself because you are too busy caring for others is actually counterproductive to a healthy, well-balanced life. Whether single, in a relationship, or taking care of children or others, women tend to put the needs of others before their own. Call it societal conditioning or just selflessness to an extreme. But, as a result, they can often feel more depressed and have lower self-esteem over time. To be more sure of yourself and share your talents with the world, you must fill your cup first. It goes without saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. When you're exhausted, it's almost impossible to truly be present for those who need your nurturing attention later. Number 2, use expansive posture. One of the most important nonverbal ways people show others how they feel about themselves is their posture. When women are nervous, they often try to shrink themselves down. Slouching and curling in on themselves are often signs of feeling small, insecure, or afraid. To feel small, timid, and safe, it's something that has been conditioned to women in everything from movies to books and everything in between. On the other hand, a posture that is open and spread out shows confidence. Ever notice how men with those high confidence will sit with their legs slightly apart and open arms? Studies show that a person's hormones and social cues change with a relaxed posture as well. Those mighty endorphins really make us feel more powerful when released. Next time you go to enter a conversation with someone, whether standing or sitting, try to sit with your posture being a little bit more open and expansive. I'm not saying sit down and spread your legs wide open when you sit in the chair, but try not to fold your arms in on yourself, try not to scrunch your shoulders over, and try to sit with a straight back, with your chin slightly up towards the person you're talking to. See if you don't feel a little bit different at the end of the conversation. Number 3, talk a good game. Ever notice someone who appears nervous for a speech will start off silent or quietly speaking? This immediately sends off an energy to the entire room, making them seem less confident. Science tells us that speaking at a volume just above a personal conversation allows you to appear more in charge. They command the attention of the room without sounding aggressive or yelling. People who speak in a lower tone seem more potent and more in control than those who speak in a higher octave as well. Next time you have to address a room, try to speak in a slightly lower tone from the diaphragm area and not from your throat. Take the case of Elizabeth Holmes. In a trailer for The Dropout, a show about Holmes' rise to the top, actress Amanda Seyfried can be heard practicing her business pitch in the mirror while speaking in a lower voice. Even though her company turned out to be a scam, Holmes' powerful public persona was strengthened by her deep voice and masculine appearance. Number 4, walk in like you own the place. Nothing says insecure like running to the side when you walk into a building, grabbing your phone, or sitting down immediately. Change the way you usually make an entrance if you want to make people more interested in you and feel better about yourself simultaneously. Practice making a solid first impression in the bathroom mirror. Then, picture yourself walking into a crowded room or event with complete poise and confidence. Repeat this visualization and tell yourself something like, "I've been here before," or "I'm comfortable and free to be myself," before going to the event. Number 5, leave your comfort zone. Even though it seems counterintuitive, leaving your comfort zone is a great way to feel more at ease. When you try new things, you feel stronger and more confident. Don't be afraid. You don't have to go skydiving or start a business to feel uncomfortable, though those will do the trick. Instead, start small by taking a class or trying a new hobby. Number 6, stop apologizing. Seriously, how often do you apologize when it's not necessary? People who apologize too much are constantly trying to please others. Usually they have low self-esteem, or they feel responsible for what other people do. Let's get that out of our heads right now. The actions others take is not your responsibility. You might even say sorry for showing how you think, doing normal things, or being there. If you say I'm sorry too often, it can hurt your self-esteem. You may also seem less sure of yourself to other people. Don't apologize for small everyday things like taking up space or making your needs known unless you did something wrong. Number 7, set achievable goals. Setting goals is closely linked to having a higher opinion of yourself. But one of the biggest mistakes women make is setting goals that are too big or lofty for them to reach in a reasonable amount of time. Your self-confidence can be hurt if you fail to meet very high or unrealistic standards you set for yourself over and over and over again. Don't get me wrong. Failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. But if you're consistently setting goals that are unrealistic and not measurable, you're setting yourself up for failure, and not in the good way. Instead, it's easier to build up small wins that make you feel better about yourself over time. This doesn't mean you shouldn't have big dreams, though. Take those big dreams and break them down into smaller chunks that are easier to digest over time. If you want to do something big like make 6 figures, write a book, lose 50 pounds, or travel the world, break those down into smaller goals. As you reach each goal, you can feel more confident that you can also get to the next one. Number 8, acknowledge your inner critic. You know, that harsh voice inside your head that always seems to focus on your mistakes, compares you to others, and tortures you with negative thoughts? Yeah, this is called your inner critic, or the superego, as some philosophers called it. Psychologists think that this often cruel urge to hurt yourself comes from how you were treated as a child. Even as an adult, the same voice may tell you that you're not worthy or good enough. Putting your inner critic in the outside world can help you distinguish between that mean voice that judges you and your true self. Which brings me to the next point. If you feel that you're suffering from this issue with an inner critic constantly bringing you down, I want to suggest you looking into some books or topics that talk about imposter syndrome. Because believe it or not, many of us suffer from imposter syndrome more often than not. And if you understand what imposter syndrome is, it can help you battle that inner critic when those thoughts start bubbling up next time. Number 9, be assertive with your boundaries. How often do you avoid saying no because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings? Do you sometimes keep your opinions to yourself because it seems easier to go along with the crowd? When someone insults you in front of other people, do you shrug it off? People pleasing is a trap that a lot of women have fallen into, and it hurts their confidence. When you are willing to stand up for yourself and proudly say what you think, you put your foot down to say, I matter. Stand up for yourself politely and proudly by responding assertively to challenges thrown your way. The next time you find yourself in a position where your boundaries are being pushed, simply push back in a polite way, saying, I'm sorry, but that interferes with my boundary. It could be time, it could be an obligation to go somewhere, it could be an event that you don't want to participate in. Whatever the case may be, whoever is inviting you, simply and politely tell them, I have something to do and I'm not going to be able to make it. And finally, number 10, put yourself around positive women. There's no doubt that confidence spreads when it's around other people. Neuroscientists have found that some parts of your brain light up when people around you are sure of their choices. In other words, you might feel more confident about yourself if you're around confident people. You can use this brain hack to your advantage by spending more time with people that you see as more confident, self-loving, and upbeat. If you're not sure if you're surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people, make a list of the most important friends in your life. Which of these friends make you feel the best when you're with them? Have any of your friends outgrown you? Do you spend time with people who are bad or possibly holding you back? Are they enabling you to do things or participate in things that are not adding to your growth as a human? If so, try to distance yourself from that association and instead start hanging out with more confident, uplifting people. Ask yourself, are the people who I'm surrounded with celebrating my wins and supporting me through my failures? Or are they enabling me to do things that are basically wasting my time and money, or are tearing me down, or showing jealousy towards my accomplishments? You don't need any of that type of energy in your life. So go ahead and let the trash take itself out. Being sure of yourself will help you reach your goals and go after what you want. If you need more confidence and want to build it up, it's important to remember that it takes time and it only can be done little by little. You will have to be persistent if you want to finish these steps. It's about making new habits, and the best way to do that is to take one small step at a time and practice it for a while before going on to the next one. So let me know, what's your opinion about this video? Let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching.